A few weeks back, Nicole and I went on a firefly tour at Wall Doxey State Park, about 20 miles north of town on Highway 7. We found out that Wall Doxey is one of only a few places worldwide where you can see snappy sync fireflies, known for their stunning synchronized light display. Right here in late spring, only for about 2 or 3 weeks out of the year, you can go on a nature hike after dark to see these fireflies. And people from all across the world travel here to see them. It's like nature's light show. And it's not just for a few seconds, but all night long, the entire forest of fireflies flashes their light in unison. What's really interesting to me is that scientists don't know why they do it. They have guesses. Fireflies flashing their light is a competition to attract a mate, and so it's been proposed that rather than compete against each other, they have settled for just flashing their lights in unison. Another guess is that they're trying to flash their light as often as possible, and this is kind of the collective speed limit for this species, and so they're synced up because this is as fast as they can each go. But I wonder, since these creatures are a part of God's creation, if somewhere within their makeup they understand how beautiful it is when they light up in unison like this. Could it be that they sync up simply for the sake of beauty? The words of Psalm 133 come to mind. How good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity. It is like precious oil poured on the head, running down on the beard, running down on Aaron's beard, down on the collar of his robe. It is as if the dew of Hermon were falling on Mount Zion, for there the Lord bestows his blessing, even life forevermore. A beautiful psalm with interesting imagery, right? The oil poured on the head, running down the beard, was representative of God's blessing and leadership among the people. Whenever a priest was ready to be set apart for ministry, they would anoint him by pouring precious oil on his head, down his beard, onto his collar. It was a sign that God had raised up yet another leader to serve God's people and speak love and life to them and to remind them the way they are to walk. And then the dew of Hermon, Mount Hermon was the mountain on the northern border of Israel. And the dew and the rain, melted snow would run off into the Jordan River and all its tributaries. It was the water supply for all of Israel. And so when it rained or when the dew fell on Hermon, the people saw it as God's provision. It was their source of life, God's blessing and favor. When God's people live together in unity, it is good and pleasant and life-giving, and it's where we receive God's blessing. This is true for God's people anywhere. It's true for churches. It's true for families, extended families, workplaces, sports teams, classrooms, clubs, you name it, wherever people group together, it is a blessing when there is harmony and unity. Likewise, when there is division, dissension, strife, gossip, negativity, complaining, resentment, quarreling, slander, selfishness, the beauty of a place dims. Under such circumstances, the presence of God with his favor, blessing, and provision just seems further away. So what steps can we take today as a church to rid ourselves of such things? Can we examine our own hearts and allow the Spirit to show us anything that is unhelpful to the body of believers, to our family, to our workplace? What connections can we make today to draw us closer together as a church family? When we live together in unity, not only do we receive God's blessing and favor and provision, we shine. We exist as something good and pleasant and beautiful. We become a place where people want to come and see what's happening. How good and pleasant it is when God's people live in unity. Amen, and thanks be to God.